Hello everybody, I'm Chris and welcome to Melchester Model Railway. Today I'm going to be reviewing some samples of rolling stock and locomotives that I've recently sent to TMC, the Model Centre, to be expertly weathered, and they've now sent them back and we're going to have a look at the results. Now TMC offer a professional weathering service. There are three ways that you can get your models customed by them. You can purchase ready custom models from their extensive range. You can start with a pristine model that they have in stock and tell them exactly how you want it. Or finally, you can send your own models to them to be weathered, and you can send photographs as well, which can assist them in how to weather that particular item of rolling stock, which is what I opted for, which is their custom deluxe weathering. They have a more basic method of weathering as well, but doesn't include as much detail as I wanted. So I used a couple of source books to help with this. The first was Southern Vans and Coaches in Colour, and I thought I'd start off by sending them a Southern Region Parcels and Miscellaneous Van in BR Green. So here it is here, and we're going to have a little look at that now. So before we look at the finished models, here are some of the photographs that I sent in to TMC. Here we can see a guards van pictured at Reading in 1969, very similar to the PMV. And I sent this picture because I particularly liked the varying weathering effects, and particularly the chalked destinations and gummed paper labels, one of which states the Observer, so presumably the van had done a stint on newspaper trains. Here is another very highly weathered, seen better days PMV pictured at Surbiton, which has got lots of flaking paint, and including broken windows, which I wasn't going to have replicated. And these are pictures just to give a general idea of the kind of weathering I was hoping to be aimed for. And as I say, these pictures come from this very good book, Southern Vans and Coaches in Colour by Mike King. Highly recommend that book. So here we can see the completed models, and I think you'll see that the weathering effects on it look really great compared to the just an out-of-the-box pristine model. As these PMVs saw an awful lot of service from the 1920s right up into the early 70s, I think, used on everything from transporting coffins to luggage on boat trains, where they saw an awful lot of service doing that sort of work. You can see that the weathering's been really well replicated by TMC. I especially like the chalk markings, which give each van some real individuality, as well as rain effects on the roof, the weathering on the roof, and the grease around the axle boxes, and the brake dust has been really well done, especially the ends of the vehicles as well, with the weathering on the buffers nicely done as well. So next up for the weathering treatment is this Hornby diesel Shunter in BR Green livery, D3511, looking rather immaculate here, and perhaps a little bit too immaculate, as these Shunters seldom remain clean for very long, often acquiring a thick layer of grease, grime, oil and diesel exhaust fumes. So I thought this would be a very good example to send off for weathering as my first locomotive to be weathered. So here's the completed model returned from TMC, and I'm really pleased with the level of weathering that's been applied to this model, particularly with the coupling rods, the buffers seen here, and the wasp, yellow and black wasp stripes have been weathered too, and all the rivets, particularly around the area of the axle boxes, suspension springs, that sort of thing, and the roof detail with exhaust fumes extending over the roof. So finally, here's a picture of the original photograph that I sent to TMC to give them some guidance on how I'd like the model weathered. And I think you can see from seeing the real loco in its natural environment that this has really enhanced the model version no end. So I'm really pleased with the final results, especially if the idea of weathering your own locomotives fills you with horror, as it does me, the idea of learning how to use airbrushes and that sort of thing. I think it's much better to, in my opinion, to let the professionals deal with this process. So let's have a look at the finished model running on Melchester Model Railway, and we'll see it at work with the 3 PMVs that I featured earlier.